Hello and welcome to February 20th, where we're reading Leviticus 18 through 20. Now, these chapters cover a variety of regulations, such as proper sexuality, mercy, justice, worship, and general holiness. Holiness is what God wants for his people, and this concept of you shall be holy, for I am holy, it's taken and it's applied to all of these individual categories to help us get a broad picture of what God wants from his people, to help us see the code of morals that God finds proper. And so, even though we are Christians, even though these laws do not is specifically applied to us today, hey, there's probably some pretty good principles that you can take and apply. And so that's why we look through these regardless. If you want the specific breakdown of each individual chapter, it's a little bit complicated and I have to summarize generally, but here we go. Here's the best I can do. Leviticus 18, it talks about a bunch of things that are prohibited, especially in terms of sexuality. God made in the beginning, he made one man and one woman. He put them together for life. And anything that's sexual that's outside of those things is not good. It's not good when it's two men or two women. It's not good when it's a person and an animal. It's not good when it's someone who's not your wife, when it's a family member otherwise, or just somebody random. That's not good. That's not right. That's not righteous. That's not God glorifying. And so holiness is taken and applied to a proper view of sexuality and how we should use those things. That's basically what chapter 18 is about. When you get into chapter 19, you deal with some general laws in terms of holiness, which deal with a lot of different topics, a variety of different things. Keep the Sabbath, honor your father and mother. Make sure that when you reap in your field, you don't take every last bit of everything that you have, but you leave a little extra so that somebody else who's poorer can come through and be provided for. Don't be unjust, be just, be kind, be good, help other people. And so you have these laws that are pretty generic, but they are forming a pretty decent instruction of what God wants from his people, which still kind of applies today. He wants us to be just. He wants us to be merciful. He wants us to be kind and generous and loving. And so these ideas that are given for our holiness for the Israelites actually do still kind of remain relevant, and they might be good things to keep in mind as you go through. Chapter 20 then turns around. It kind of pivots pretty hard back into what chapter 18 was about. It forbids idolatry and all sorts of those practices before going back into the whole, how do you deal with sexuality? How do you use that? It's you and your wife, and that's it. That's it. Everything outside of that is bad. Don't do anything outside of that. And so chapter 20 kind of deals with that again, and chapter 21 will be a different topic. If you're interested in further specific notes, go over to the written page, and if not, I'll see you tomorrow where we'll read 21 and 22.